So Kamikaze texted me earlier, and he said, Grim, there's something I need to get off my chest. Can I come over? And I said, I'm available 5:30, man, if you want to be here. And he said, I'll be there. Have the camera ready.
I did.
The floor is yours.
All right. First and foremost, there's going to be some cursing in this.
God damn it.
I'm letting you know right out the bat. Bleep me. But let me get this off my chest, right? So, I have been doing this. I've been involved with wrestling for almost 17 years. You know, I had hiatuses, you know, and...
We all do.
Yeah, exactly. We have hiatuses. You know, my hiatuses wasn't even injury related. It was just because I was with a girl who didn't like me wrestling. Thank God I have Mrs. Kama now, and then she's totally for it. You know, my son's totally for it, so that's a good thing.
Don't cover your mouth when you talk.
Oh, sorry. But what...
Pete talked like he had penises in his mouth. And people said, I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Well, yeah, he did sound kind of muddled, but anyways. What gets me now, and I love this guy to death, you know, he's a friend. I actually call him a friend, and I don't have many friends, to tell you the truth. So, he's one I call a friend, but there's some people on the roster that make GTS a joke.
Like?
How am I going to do this without calling people out?
No, you have to call them out. Why not?
Like,
that's why we're here.
Hog.
Why does he make it a joke?
Because he walks around. He won the U.S. title. You know, good for him. But he walks around like he's, you know, like he runs the joint. You have Jimmy with his inflated ego, thinking that he's so much better than everybody else. Now I know he went to school, and he does have heart. But the fact is, you got to stop swinging off Rob Fury's nutsack. You know, I have nothing against Rob Fury. You know, I respect him as a promoter. But what gets me is that this dude is constantly riding the next big thing to him. He rode you for like, what, 3 years?
Who?
Jimmy? Yeah. 3, 4.
Let's back up to Hog for a second. I don't see that in Hog at all.
But the way I see it is that when he won the remember the redo Rumble?
Yeah.
The way he no-sold Vlad pretty much the entire time that Hog was in there?
I don't remember. I mean, there's so much going on. You know, I'm trying to babysit 50 guys.
And I'm going to get to that. I'm actually going to get to that, too.
I can't babysit 50 guys. I'm going to get to that. If I see something major, I see it, whatever. You know, sometimes things, I miss them. Yeah. And you guys tell me, did you see this? Did you see that? Like, Hog he's new. Yeah. He's learning. He will self-admittedly tell you he's dumb. And he kind of needs to be babysat. He will self-admittedly tell you that. And, like, I'm giving the dude the benefit of the doubt. And if he messes something up and somebody complains to me about him, I tell him straight up. Like, bro, you're messing this up. Bro, you're messing me up. And he's always humble about it and apologizes and tries to fix it.
Yeah,
so therefore, I don't have a problem with the guy. If he told me F myself, I know what I'm doing. It's different.
Yeah, I understand that, you know, Hog's trying to train. I get that. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you know, there are 3 types of people, or 3 types of learner. There's the ones that read from books, there's the ones that actually have to watch and learn, and there's the people who have to get hands-on. Mine is, I have to watch and I have to get hands-on. That's why I learn a lot about wrestling. Was a lot of
wrestling
watching.
Has to be hands-on learning.
Yeah.
You have to get in the ring, you have to take the bumps, you have to take 50 bumps to get something right.
Yes.
It's just the nature of it.
Yeah, and that's the way I am. You know, like if I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? If I'm not suitable at the moment for to wrestle, then I'm like, all right, you know, I'll sit out, I'll watch, you know, and I'll do shadow lockups, you know, or like ghost lockups. You know, I'll do the movements of like I'm doing a lockup into a wrist lock, into a hammer lock, whatever. So this way I can get my foot placement down because I need work on that. I'm not perfect. I'm not in the least. I am not the most perfect person ever. I'm not the greatest wrestler. I don't even consider myself good. I consider myself adequate, but I know what I'm doing to where I wouldn't put him in danger. I wouldn't put anybody else in danger that I'm in the ring with. Mm-hmm. But going back to Hog, as we were saying, you saw Shamar's shoulder. Mm-hmm. Hog sandbagged Shamar and pulled his shoulder out.
Right.
And that to me is unsafe because you even said it. You said it yourself that if you're in a move or if you're in a ring You know, if you know how to do a move, and someone says, "Hey, do this move or take this move," you take the move.
Right. If you can, I mean, if you can,
if you can. Hog knows how to take a spear.
Right.
He knows it. I've seen him take spears.
Right.
But the way that he handled that one was like, what was so different?
Yeah. And yeah, he like didn't go down or whatever.
Yeah, he like just planted on his butt.
Yeah.
And I'm like really trying to refrain from cursing, by the way. I'm really trying. So
it was odd, but you know, people make mistakes.
It's and I understand that. All right. And then you go to like I said, going back to Jimmy, right? I know the kid has heart. I know he wants to do this. But the thing is that he still needs to work on his basic fundamentals, selling, like his move list, his move set. And you saw that in the chat on like how I went off on him. And the fans are even calling him out on that sort of thing. I actually read all the comments from each video. Right. I get tweets and endless tweets of saying, "Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this and that and that and that? Blah blah blah." I see it.
Right.
And then I'm thinking to myself, they're right. You know, they're right because, and that's another thing. If you can't sell to the fans, then how are they going to believe you? Like, how is your peers going to feel if your fans call you out on it?
Right.
You know, like speaking of fans calling out, Joey Angelo, that dude I have so much respect for. When he first joined, he was terrible.
Right.
Absolutely garbage.
Right.
But he gets in the ring.
He's learning.
He's learning.
He's busting his ass.
And he's busting his ass.
And he's not complaining. You tell him to say, hey, you tell him it's like, hey, we're doing A, B, and C, and we're going to go to D at the end. He's like, all right, what do you want me to do in between? You just tell him, we're doing this, 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 and this. I said to him, I want to do a big stunt. I said, I'm going to stack up 6 tables, and I'm going to jump off the top of the 2-story house, and I need to put somebody through a table.
He would say, I would do it.
He goes, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And you know what? He would do it.
Yeah.
And when it sucks and he got hurt, and I told him we got to do that again tomorrow, he'd go, all right.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's a wrestler.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? And that's the thing that happens with wrestling is that you get injured. Like when I did my match with Cletus at Grimania 2 years, was it 2 years ago now? 2 years ago. When he powerbombed me from the inside to the outside ring, that was actually career-shortening injury that I got. Because that's what separated my disc, because we didn't know that there was a root underneath that table.
Right.
So when I landed, literally, that shifted my discs. But I still came back, and I still wrestle, and I'm still being booked. And I'm very humble to be, by your side helping you with this.
Right.
Anytime you call me up, you say, hey, Will, I need your help with something, or can you do this, or can you do that? I'm there.
I consider you, like you said, a friend.
Yeah, and
not that I have any issue with the guys, you know what I mean? But it's more just the local guys that I hang out with you guys because like Tony Cini now lives in my old house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so, it's I can hang out with him. He's close to my house. Whatever, I'll hang out with him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And certain people I do hang out with outside of wrestling. You are one of them.
Yeah, and. Before you came last Sunday, Vlad and I had an hour-long conversation, and he brought up so many good points. And not only that, but then after Kurt Bell quit and came back, what he said made a lot of sense, and a lot of things, and even Tony Emerald's retirement speech, they all made a lot of sense.
Right.
And this has been eating at me since Sunday.
Okay.
Right.
And I know you wanted to say something, and I cut you off because we had to move on to the birthday party. It wasn't no offense.
That's fine. That's why I texted you. Said I need to get this off my chest.
All right, say it.
All right. So Vlad brings up the point that you have guys that are in GTS, and nobody wants to put in the time. No one wants to put in the work. No one wants to train. Hell, I have a bloody finger. Right. I cut my finger Saturday. And yet again, I'm in the ring practicing punches with my left hand. Philly Mike Swanson's right behind me, running the ropes, hitting turnbuckle, hitting the buckles. And we're the only two who's doing that. So even though I have this, and I was afraid to open this back up, which by the way it did today, but I'm in there. I'm still trying to, work because I have a match with Swanson and Marksman on Friday.
Okay.
On the Indies, and that's where I'm getting to. So you have all these guys that. They don't put in the time. They don't put in the work. They want this, and this, in GTS. But yet again, when SWF rolls around, or ECPW, or UWC, it's like, hey, Grim, can you get me on the SWF show? Hey, Kama, can you get me on the ECPW show? Hey, Cletus, can you get me on the UWC show?
Right.
They don't hone their craft in GTS, where everything can be.
You have that ability to get in there, to practice,
exactly,
to learn the stuff that if I tell the guys all the time, there's a difference between do you want to show up and wrestle on GTS and just be a YouTube guy and what have you, or are you doing this because you want to work independent wrestling, you want to make it to WWE one day? And if you want to make it to WWE one day, you got to be working a hell of a lot harder than you are.
Yes.
And especially if you want to work live shows too, you got to work a hell of a lot harder than you are. You should not be doing live shows unless you're in a ring at least twice a week.
Exactly. I don't have the time to go into to go into a ring twice a week.
I mean, unless you're Batista.
Yeah, exactly.
That's different.
But I do attend the ECPW school because Gino Caruso gave me an honorary scholarship to attend his school and to train there whenever I want to, which I have a lot of I have respect for him for that.
Right.
But it's still, the fact is that and actually, you know what? Let's back up for a second. Did you know that I started training in 2002, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Did you know that it was 6 years later that KamaKazzy was actually born?
No.
2008. For 6 years of wrestling, I didn't have a name.
Yeah.
I was just some guy.
Right. Practicing, doing little spots, but not really doing anything.
Yeah.
And that's how it was when you broke in the business.
Yes.
A lot of times you went years before you even had a match.
Yeah. It was 6 years. And when I met my former promoter, Ace Winger, in NMWA, he said, "Do you have any wrestling experience?" I said, "Yes, I started training in 2002. I was on hiatus. I went to school in 2005. I joined the military, and now here we are in 2008, and I still want to get back into the business." And he said, "I want to know what you got." Him and I wrestled a shoot match, and all basically was chaining. Mm-hmm. I know how to chain. I'm not the greatest in it, but I do know how to do it. And we chained for like 5 minutes, and he says, "You're on the show." And I still didn't have a name. It wasn't until my buddy Hardcore Havoc said, "Why don't we call you Kamikaze?" And that's when the name was born, for anybody who asks that question. But these guys, they want to jump ahead because they don't know what it was like back in the day.
Right.
With NWS, I had to hand Dapper, I had to hand him a resume. I had to give him video. I had to tell him who trained me. I had to give him, credentials.
Proof.
Yeah, proof. And today, it's so much easier. You
have to say a lot of it too, falls back on the promoter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because now I'm the promoter of GTS.
Yes.
I'm going to put a guy in a ring. I'm going to put a guy before a crowd. I'm going to put a guy before you guys on YouTube. I want to make sure he's not going to shit the bed and be terrible.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A lot of times, if I say I don't think this guy knows a lot what he's doing, he's still learning, whatever, he's going to be in a short match, he's going to be a squash match, he's going to be in some small skit. He's not going to be main eventing Grimomania.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with these other promoters. Like, I get people onto SWF. You get people on to ECPW, right? Like, we have to look at ourselves.
Yes.
And say, do these people deserve to be there?
Exactly.
Should I bring them on?
Yeah, exactly.
I tell people no all the time. I say, look, I'm going to be honest with you. You're not ready. And then you know what happens? Under 3 other letters somewhere else, they're wrestling.
Exactly my point.
Not my problem.
So
it's not GTS. It's not SWF. It's not my problem.
Exactly, because you want to put people on there to make you look good. You don't want to put people on there to make you look like an asshole.
Right.
Exactly what I do.
Because if they go out there
and suck,
and they suck and they shit the bed, well, who booked this guy?
Exactly.
I want to say, oh wow, Grim brought this guy and we like him, and that's happened with people.
Exactly.
And they get booked more. And then they get booked outside of me, where now I'm not even the guy getting them on the show anymore. Now the promoter himself is bringing him onto the show.
Yes.
Because they impressed them. Yeah. I brought them there. They impressed them. They kept their job. Then there's other guys. I brought them, and they said, we don't like this guy. Don't use him anymore. And then they're not there anymore.
Yeah. And
there's a reason for that.
Yeah, like I booked Jay Evans, Tony Cheney, Hollywood Hooligan, Landscaper. They ask me, the promoter asks me all the time, can you get Jay Evans? Can you get Landscaper? Can you get Hollywood Hooligan? Can you get Bonifer and Tony Cheney?
They like those guys.
Because those guys busted their ass, especially Jay of all of them. Mm-hmm. Jay and Bonifer, who have had no school, and they have character, they have the moves. They can get the crowd the way they want them, whether they're heel or face. And
they're students of the game.
Yeah, they're students, and they're good students. So the way I see it,
let's bottom line this here as we're running out of time.
Right.
Go ahead.
That if you really want to be in this business, you need to work at it, because I can go on Twitter right now and I could find 15, 20, maybe even 50 people that would trade their right arm and leg to have a spot on GTS.
My DMs are full of them.
Yes.
My inbox and my email is full of them. And no matter whatever indie show I go to, at least 6 people come up to me. Indie guys from the locker room that want to be on, whatever. I have people that you wouldn't believe that have notoriety, that you know the names, that, hey Grim, I want to be on your show. Hey Grim, I want to be on your show. A lot of times they're not, because I can't afford them. But they want to be part of something special, but I don't expect them to fly out and stay in a hotel room and me not give them anything. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But they want that. They see the platform. They understand the platform. They know how good it will be for their brand. And they want to be part of GTS. And it makes my day. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got, guys that just want to show up and just goof off and not give a crap. I have issue with it too. And I get pissed off. And I'm like, yo, pay attention, be ready to work, or just go home.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. Or just go home. And no one has yet walked out on me in that respect. They've walked out other times. But when I say, guys, get it together or go home, nobody goes home. So they want to get it together. We just got to make sure we get them together.
Exactly.
So we're going to work on that.
Yeah, so the last thing I have to say is that, and this even goes for the roster, so if I offend you, I don't care, really, because this is just me being Will. This isn't KamaKazzy right now. But if you really, really want to be in this business, because, like I said, I've been in this for 17 years, but who the hell am I? I don't know a thing or two. I don't know how to run a match. I don't know. We didn't have great matches. We didn't. Not at all.
I've had better.
Yeah, I've had better too. I can wrestle a John Cena figure like you did, and I would suck. Woo. Yeah, what do I know? But anyways, if you don't want to be in here, leave. Don't be a hype man, and don't say that you want to do this professionally and you don't put in the work, because that's crap. I still do this. I'm 32 years old. I work full time. I work 6 days a week, and yet again, I still come to GTS. My girl is really pissed at me because I don't go there. I don't go there Sundays early, because I go to GTS, because I have a love for this business. I would die for this. I would do this until I cannot do it anymore.
I'm the same way.
And it pisses me off to no extent that you guys won't do the work. All you want is everything handed to you. I didn't have anything handed to me. When he put that YouTube title on me, what did I tell you?
You said, I don't think I'm ready.
I don't want it, because I didn't earn it.
I felt you did. I felt it made sense at the time.
Yeah, but I didn't earn it. I, in my heart, didn't earn it. I have too much pride. Didn't I actually text you not too long ago and say I want to have an IC title run?
Yeah.
But I want to earn it.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in #1 contenderships, or chicken tenders, the way we do it here.
Right.
Right? I am willing to work to get a #1 contendership, whether it be for the US belt, the IC belt, the GTS belt, or the YouTube belt.
Right.
Because I work for what I get. I don't want.
And what did I tell you? I said, well, you said I want that IC title run. I said, well, no offense, you're kind of not in the running for it at all right now. And you said, well, I want to work for it. And I said, all right, get to work.
Exactly.
And here we are.
Yeah. and that's what I want to do, is I want to work for what I had nothing handed to me. I don't want anything handed to me. I never did, and I never will, because I always work for what I have.
Facts.
Exactly. And that's the way it should be in this business. The business does not owe you a goddamn thing. You owe the business.
Right.
And that's all I have to say.
And that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us here today on GTS Shoot Interviews. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. And if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Eat it, yeah!